Good morning, all U.S. Constitution protects all lives matter members out there. Good morning to our dear President, Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance. Good morning to all our troops deployed domestically and overseas, and also who are in the sea of ecstasy with these people who think they can bullshit and overthrow the United States government. That is the North Arabian Sea, the Gulf of Oman, Indian Ocean, and the Straits of Hormuz. Because remember one thing, ladies and gentlemen, every time something happens, who do they turn to? The United States of America. Who is the biggest and at one time was the only contributor to the national alliance was who? United States. They funded almost the whole NATO budget, while other nations were refusing or just didn't pay, period. Well, naturally, was taken care of by Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance, which made sure they advanced NATO their fees. Thank you for that, Donald J. Trump, our dear president, and our dear vice president, Mr. J.D. Vance. And thank you for your leadership. And thank those Americans supporting the U.S. Constitution. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the news media is one of the biggest sources to brainwash people. That's considered Project M. Look it up. I told you many times. And what is transpiring today is what? The same thing that I said 10 years ago was happening. And what happened? Not a thing. The same thing I got indicted for in 2012 for exposing what was happening in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. What happened on January 6th, the Capitol disturbance? What? COINTELPRO, Project M, right? Yeah, I thought so. So Kevin Rizzoli's not insane as you were trying to make him out to be. Kevin Rizzoli is not that idiot moron talking about and talking shit out his ass. He talked with fact, and he talked with court documents, some of which were robbed from him at 114 Belmont Place, Staten Island, New York, the workspace of U.S. Constitution protects all lives matter, where laptops were removed, iPads were removed, physical evidence, and CDs. Can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? That's what you really seriously call cloak and dagger missions. It's called peekaboo search. The FBI are known for that. While I was at 114 Belmont, the individuals from the Obama Secret Service detail paid me a visit. Paid my friends a visit. Trying to make them paint an area of a psychological defect. And what happened now? They couldn't paint a boat. They couldn't finger paint a picture because we go to trial with that. And I ain't taking no CJA appointed attorney like Mitchell J. Ginestein was appointed to me, who was a government rat that was appointed by Denise Coate and Damian Williams, then assistant U.S. attorney, who became the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York after my prosecution in U.S. versus Rizzoli, 12 CR 550. That's a sick and sad group of people. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm happy. You want to know why? Because my U.S. Navy training and background to maintain my objective is paid off. And I'm glad that I can walk around with my head high. I might not have the money I had before, but you want to know what? I got my dignity and my honor. And they can cut people's cock off all they want. The only thing they're going to get their cut off is they're going to get their airwaves cut off with judges from the tribunal imposing the death penalty by death by hanging under Articles 2 through 9 of UN treaty laws. These were the same laws that I was quoting back then when Obama's detail came and paid me a visit and all my friends and family, some of which was videotaped at Herculane's at West Side Avenue in Jersey City, where an individual who has the same last name as me sat down with them in front of the cameras, unbeknownst to them. Every place is wired, but them cameras are there for you as well as me. And that is what you call exculpatory evidence and Brady material. And we're going to bring that out when we go to trial, and we're going to see exactly which agents, and we're going to put them on the stand, and we're going to cross-examine them, and we're going to put the person with the same last name as me on the stand, and we're going to cross-examine them. And we're going to see exactly who, what, when, and why hatched a plan to try to undermine me, who kept me in prison over my U.S. Navy imposed sentence, and who authorized that. And we're going to see one of the biggest corrupted mayors under the Obama administration, Stephen Fulop, come out smelling like the Carney dump or the Fresh Kills dump when it was open. Him and his band of merry women who made hundreds of millions of dollars disappear out of tax dollars funds. And now the state of New Jersey is tasked with bailing out Jersey City because of all the giveaways. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say I'm still alive. And you know what? A lot of people who are in the witness protection program right now, their names are being changed to Valachi. So if you see the person by the name of Valachi pop up into your neighborhood, you know they work for the FBI SIA program. And if they pop up into the federal prison system, everybody will know Valachi is a code word for stool pigeons. So that person is a government rat. But getting back to what we really need to talk about is the individual news media brainwashing people. Do not fall for all the rhetoric about these Islamic people. I do know a lot of them. Some of them are my friends. But remember one thing, ladies and gentlemen. They will never go against another Islamic person when it comes down to it. And be careful of that, because the most righteous one will turn on you like a rabid dog if he's called upon. So again, you're in the best of both worlds. But also remember one thing. Each and every corner store that is owned by them also funds them. And that means Hamas or whatever group they're asking for money for, they have to give it. That is called zakat. We call it tidings. We call it a gift, but they call it zakat. But ladies and gentlemen, that zakat goes to fund what is going on right now in the world today. So remember one thing. USA, shop American, shop anybody else but whoever flies a flag other than the United States of America. If they talk like they hate America, put your stuff on the counter and walk out. That's the easiest way to break them down. You're not going to sit here and pilfer Americans through their money into your pockets because You're the only one in the neighborhood. Well, there are other people out there who do have stores that are American, that support American. And remember one thing. It's we the people, for the people, by the people. And where there's a will, there's a way. You think you took over Dearborn, Michigan, and other areas. That ain't going to happen. Because those are isolated areas. And you know what happens? When you start cutting off different funding and different, assets, you'll see it when you come up gasping for air after you need clothes, medicine, clothing, or whatever. Once you're a treasonist, seditionist, you'll always be that way. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you stay loyal to the Obama agenda, you're on video, you will be taken before the UN tribunal. On October 4th, if we get the approval for the rally, there's 100 cameras around. Hundreds of cameras around that area. So everyone on video, you know where you're going, right? And you know who's going to be so flooded in the area, waiting like rabid dogs? ICE. So come on down. Be the next ones to load up the plane to send homebound. Like what you call it said, Abu Rahman Charlie Daniels band. The devil went down to Georgia. He knew he couldn't be beat. So you know what? You come down to Mulberry and Word Street, and you will be beat with the United States Constitution. You will be beat with newly enacted law policies and old law policies that have been on the books since 1992. You will be beat with In God We Trust, because God shines on all of us that wave that American flag. Just like Francis Scott Key wrote, "Oh, say can you see, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail." Remember that. And from that flag, we hail the power, and that flag waving is the might and the power. Hundreds of bodies in Fort McHenry held that flag from not going down to hitting the ground. And those who willfully and knowingly stomple on that commit acts of treason, which is punishable by 10 years in jail. Those who burn it, you're punishable by deportation back to your country and 10 years in jail. So again, ladies and gentlemen, take it from a former convict, a person who is not a rat. We will prevail. Being a rat for the government is only shortcomings. Because after they're done with you, you know what they do? They throw you by the wayside. They throw you by the wayside. That's why your name is being changed to Valachi. This way they tell everybody, unbeknownst to you, that's a signal that this guy's a rat. So again, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you, and we'll see you on October 4th, 10 a.m. The rally kicks off. If and when it's approved, it will be posted on Facebook, it will be posted on Instagram, and it will be posted all over around in stores and other places near you. Thank you. God bless you, and have a beautiful day and a great Sunday. And remember one thing. In God we trust. God is what? God is great. God hates evil. Thank you very much.